Alrighty. So I know that, well, I don't know what that was for you, right? I'll either I'll look at your code, of course, see how you approach that, because I gave you, I think, most of it, but there was pieces I definitely didn't give you. Okay. Because if we want to reference, now that we know we have form, right? We know we have access to the form, and we know we have access to, right? So if you forget, go down here. Oh, I broke my code. Let's not write it yet because we can just grab it off of here, right? So I don't actually have to have data to do this. Okay, so I could just type form. And if I wanted to get the first input, cool, right? And then if I wanted to get the value, cool, right? So now what do I set it to? That's the question, right? So if I grab this code, I come over here, it's going to be equal to what? My data. I know how to type. What? What? What in my data, right? My data. Okay. We need the index. We already have the index, right? So what do we need? Because in this case, when we're referencing the index in code like we are, we can't do index like that. We had talked about that before. This is where you have to do brackets. Now, just referencing the index like that, though, okay. So let's look at that, right? So my data, okay, and we know that we happen to have only one, okay. But if we just do that, we get the whole object. What we want is miles. That's what we want, okay? So we want to say here is set this value. Let's just do it dot miles. Okay. So these are all pieces we've learned, but what happens is you get to relearn things a lot when you're programming, okay? And I'm not joking when I say that, because trust me, I'm relearning all the time. And I may not always be relearning or just taking what I've learned and adding some depth to it. Okay, so that should give us, oh, right? I should actually pre-pop. Oh, I could do that. Okay, but check this out, right? Now that these are clear, just to prove it to you that there's 2 in there, I hit edit, and it grabs. Oh, it missed gallons. What happened? Oh, oh, lovely. Right, hit edit. Right now, what's cool here, the way we're doing it, okay, not cool, but is, well, the way we're doing this, all we have to do now, kinda, is if we hit submit, like if I was to update this number, right? Oh, interesting. When I hit submit here, I get 2. But if I look at my data, yeah, I have 2. Because when I hit edit, it kept the other one. So what do I have to do is I have to remove the one when I hit submit that I have populated up here. So removing items in an array in JavaScript. Okay. Okay, if you want to remove an item, you can use the pop, put it in shift, right? More specifically though, most people will do this, which is splice. Okay. So if you have an array and you say array splice, tell it which one. So in this case, this is the index, right? How many do you want to delete? Like if you go back up, and does it give you, generally it gives you what each of them means. Yeah, here we go. right? Delete count. So start, delete count, and then you can actually specify items. Okay. Or, right. So let's just do it by starting pretty simply, right? So first, start at, in this case, it wants to insert at index 1. Okay, so that'd be in between 0 and 1 here, and do February. Okay, and once the second one is delete count 0, we're not deleting anything. So let's take this splice and let's say here, okay. We're going to assume at the point that they've actually placed this into the form that they're going to be updating it somehow. And even if they don't, it's okay because we still have the data in there. So we can say my data.splice. What do we splice? We splice the index. Let's see if that works, or if we need to add some of the other attributes here. Okay. Here, 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 boom. Here, here, here. Okay. If I hit edit, cool. I hit this. So now I know I've updated it. Nice, right? Let's just make sure again. Let's actually make this a little more clear, like 300, right? 3. God, that's expensive gas. Okay, so that should be cool. Oh, yeah, there's something else going on here, huh? Yeah, that's why, this is why you test your apps, right? Is to make sure. Because in this case, was there only one? I don't think so. There was 2, right? Okay. Okay, so we know, right? On the edit, when we hit edit, and we go up here, and we hit 300, 3,000, oh, what happens? Yeah, right? Because what? We only wanted 1 gone. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so let's delete this one, or let's edit this one, make it 300. Oh, snap. Okay, so what this says is at the point the index, right, number, right, that is in here, that 1, at that index, only delete. Now, remember, when we're talking about the entire array, all the objects in the array. We're splicing the index that we're currently on, and we're only doing 1 of them. So our example is a little more elaborate than this because we have objects inside of here. Okay, each one of these is an object, but the principles are the same. Delete count, start and delete count is what we needed. Cool. And because we've already written the logic to handle on the submit, because on the submit, what does it do? It calls render DOM. Okay, that's what it does, is it calls, remember, we are leaning into functionality we've already written with render the DOM, or render the table, in the event listener. Because now that we've populated those fields, it's just a simple way to do it. Okay. Okay. So here's your opportunity to do another coding challenge. And I bet you know what it is, right? Write the code for the delete. Okay, so here's what I'll have you do. This will be another coding challenge, right? And then I'll put the coding challenge of writing code for handling the delete. And then, of course, I'll show you on the follow-up, okay? All right.